Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome to, as I said before, the EVES Rotorua office. Now, we did have 4 properties scheduled for today, but the property in Gordon Road and Aries Place, marketed by Jody and Kirif over here, those 2 properties were withdrawn from auction. So if you've got any inquiries on those, then just talk to the girls. So we'll be proceeding and offering you the property at James Street and of course at Hamarana Road this morning. So my name's Grant Child. My role is to simply facilitate proceedings here today and guide you through the process, coattailing the outstanding work of our marketing consultants throughout the campaign. So we've got Robin, she's looking after all the technology. She's actually based in Tauranga, so that's where the communications have been going. And of course our auction's going over the live stream as well over the World Wide Web for, again, transparency. And talking about transparency, obviously there's documentation that needs to be tended to. You're buying on today on the basis that we have provided you with the Buyers and Sellers Guide. Of course, that's the document put out by the Real Estate Authority. They are available in the over there on the table beside the door as well. Alongside those is finalised copies of the contract of sale that have been circulated in draft form. And those finalised copies, as I said over there, if there's been any additions, deletions, then I'll alert you to that as we work our way through the 2 properties this morning. There's the draft form. By way of any bidding today, folks, I'm going to assume that you've read, understood, accept that contract that we worked to, a very standard document, in my opinion, approved by the Real Estate Institute of New Zealand and, of course, by the Auckland District Law Society. So by way of your bidding, assuming that you are in acceptance of that document, I don't need to go through the whole thing, but what you see there on the screen simply outlines the conduct of auction set out in this portion here on the front page of the contract. Again, you've had the opportunity to peruse that and satisfy yourself with any concerns that you may have regarding the conduct of auctions. There's 2 points that I will highlight to you and remind you. Firstly, your obligation should you secure the property today, and that will be signified by the contract hitting my palm as such there if you are the successful purchaser. Obviously, we need your do-re-mi on the contract, sealing the deal, and of course your payment of the deposit equaling 10% of the purchase price, unless you've been authorised by the vendors to pay at a later time. So pretty straightforward, folks. And the other thing I will cover off is under clause 2.5 of the contract, I, as the auctioneer, am authorised to submit what we call vendor bids. I will only use a vendor bid if I've only got one person that's participating in the auction and I'm too far away from the seller's instructions. I have written instructions from the seller that I am the only one authorised to submit vendor bids. Nobody else is authorised to submit those, and I will disclose any vendor bids to you. And like I said, I will only utilise them if there's only one person that is participating in the auction. If there's 2 of you bidding, I'll just leave it entirely up to you. You can sort it out yourself. So a pretty straightforward process, folks. I'll be happy to answer any questions at this juncture before we move on and offer you the first property at number 38 James Street. No questions? Excellent. Good to see everybody's done their homework. So 38 James Street. Linda and Joy over here on my right hand side been doing a sterling job presenting the property to the market here. So I would suggest with a property like this, folks, developers, investors, it's definitely one that you really do need to eyeball, as the new proposed plans offer a range of potential development and the outcomes of this particular property in this location. Just covering off all the legal aspects of it, at 38 James Street is described as a freehold estate. 728 square metres of land, more or less, is what's on offer, all comprised and described in Record of Title SA 817 Folio 254 in the South Auckland Registry Office. Just a reminder, folks, that the dishwasher and the gas central heating system listed in the chattels are excluded from the sale. So they do not stay with the property. 97 days from today's date, girls, is still our settlement date. Obviously the property's tenanted, so if you're wanting to take those tenants on, then by all means talk to the girls and arrange an alternative date if you so wish. Any other changes to the chattels list or anything? No additions, deletions?
They just here because they weren't working.
Yeah.
Working order.
So they do the gas heat, central heating and the dishwashers, they stay, but they are excluded from the sale. Therefore there are no warranties that go with those documents, with those 2 particular items. So back to the property itself, folks. Well, you will have crunched the numbers and done all your research. You will have investigated the potential of this property and what it offers you and considered all the options. And of course, development options are always subject to council consent. And I'm going to assume by way of any bidding today that you have done such due diligence and investigations as you deem necessary to purchase the property. Renovators, well, you are simply going to be right in your element with options absolutely stacked in your favour here with this particular property. It's zone medium density, so nice and handy to the CBD, nice and handy to all the amenities around this particular location as well. And our vendor's instructions could not be clearer. They are very keen to work with your cash interest here today. So now's the opportunity to jump to the chance to future-proof your property investment commitments. So looking for an opening bid, where would you like to say go for this one, folks? Start me wherever you like and I'll guide you from there. If it's high, I'll sell it to you. If it's low, I'll guide you from there and put you into the right position. Who says go? Obviously that request has worked extremely well in the past. Somebody give me a start. Have a fair and reasonable start, 400. Somebody start me away at 4. Surely? 400. We're underway now at $400,000. We'll travel a nice and simple $20,000 rises from here. At $400,000 opening bid on the left-hand side here. Who goes 420? Here's your opportunity now. Let's get on the bike and peddling, folks, at $400,000, chasing down the $20,000 rise. First call now at 400 000 on the left-hand side. Second time. Third. Last chance for you to join us. Are we in or out? Happy to work alongside you then, ma'am, at 420 with me. Vendor bid. Vendor bid at $420,000, making it 440 will we now. At $420,000, be clear, I'm away from my instructions at this point in time. Do I make it $440,000 on your behalf? First call now at $420,000, certainly away from the property's value at this point in time. Second time, are you in or out? 440 it is now. At $440,000 over here on the left-hand side, your opportunity to come in now, folks. Make it 460 if you will. Happy to take a 10 if it's there for you. At $440,000 on the left-hand side, just the two bids in it at this point in time. Not going to take it any further, folks. If I don't get any further bids from the floor, I'm going to pause. Continue discussions over here. If you want to talk with the vendor, here's your opportunity. Put yourself in front. Happy to take that 10 if it's there. First call now at $440,000. Are we in or out? Second time. Third. Last chance, in or out? Going to pause the auction at this point in time at 440. Can I just have a quick discussion, please? All right, thanks for your patience, folks. We know that making these decisions are very, very important. I have an amended bid now to $470,000. At $470,000, our vendors are still considering that at this point in time, so we're just going to move on now and we're going to press on to the property at number 452 Hamarana Road. I'll present that to you. We'll then put the auctions back on pause until I seek instructions on James Street from our sellers, and then we'll come back to you with the result from there. So in the meantime, we'll just wait for our operator to move us over. There it is. You see it up there on the screen, number 452 Hamarana Road. Obviously being marketed by Andrew Martin out of our Rotorua office as well. So this is a great opportunity, folks. As you enter this property, up that concrete driveway there, you're certainly drawn to the views across the lake, and we're going to have a look at those very, very soon. And that goes right across the valley, and then you've got right across Lake Rotorua. Absolutely spectacular indeed. The property is described as a freehold estate. 8,656 square metres of freehold land is what's on offer here at 452 Hamarana Road. All described in record of title SCA 52B folio 579. 20 working days from today's date is your settlement date for this particular property here. So certainly one of those properties where you can spend some extra time after Christmas and spend the summer there doing whatever you wish with it. So any other changes to the channels list or anything, Andrew? No other changes there, and that settlement date, as I said, 20 working days. So back to the property itself there, you've got an abundance of opportunity here for kids to run away from home without actually leaving the property. That's how much space you've got, and that's what's on offer here. And as you see there, it is the perfect playground while you enjoy the perfect lifestyle, sitting on the deck there, enjoying those spectacular views as you see there on the screen that I referred to earlier. You've got the spacious open plan kitchen and living areas that take in that wonderful view as well. In fact, when you're standing at the kitchen bench, folks, the views are so wonderful. You need to be very careful if you are using sharp knives, because your eyes are drawn to the views rather than what you're actually doing with those sharp knives. So you've got a ton of potential to modernise and perfect this property to suit your own desires and your own tastes, and it really is all about space, it's all about lifestyle, it's all about potential, and the views across the lake taking in Makoia Island and beyond to Mount Tarawera. So It's in your hands here today, buyers. We would like to say go for number 452 Hamarana Road. As an auctioneer, I'm only here to work with the cash interest. Looking for an opening bid now, are we in or out? First call for a start. You set the benchmark, I'm not going to guide you from here. Second call for an opening bid now for Hamarana Road. If you're in for a change of lifestyle, here's your opportunity right here. Remember that, ton of potential as well. Third, final opportunity, in or out. Obviously no cash for the property today, Andrew. I'll close the auction, hand it back to you. A little bit more work to do to find our buyer for that. Again, as I mentioned, folks, we just pop the auction on hold at this point in time. Just going to get some more instructions on James Street. All right, back we go, folks. As I said to you a little bit earlier, they are important decisions. We like to give our people time to make these decisions. I now have an amended bid now from our bidder at $475,000. Confirm that for me, please. At $475,000, it's the owners of the property instructing me today to sell to the highest bidder here this morning. At $475,000 on the market it goes there, folks. The now selling sign will start flashing any moment now. Your opportunity is here. At $475,000, first call now, it goes. Second, last chance, final call, going, sold at $475,000. Congratulations, of course, to our sellers. That concludes our offerings today, folks. On behalf of the team at EVES, have a very Merry Christmas and we'll see you in 2023. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.